Hey guys, I'm here with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. The first thing I wanted to go over is the 2021 Megatins. Now that they've kind of settled at like kind of their lowest prices. I was just taking a look through here earlier and honestly cannot believe how much value this set has lost. I knew that it would eventually with the whole wave thing, which is why I decided instead of like just holding 3 cases, I would just go ahead and open 2 and sort and sell them immediately. If I would have waited to sell most of the like cards that were value back then, I would be sitting on a major loss. So I'm glad that I went ahead and sold those, namely Crossout Designator. It was sitting around the 105 to 95 mark. So I sold 2 of them around that price, and then I sold a third copy for around like 85 when it was starting to move down in value. And that was a great decision because now it's sitting around 35. But if you have not picked up Crossout Designators, I really don't think that they're going to move much lower than they are now at 35, just because the OCG just got their ban list and it's banned over there. So it's not going to, so right now there's a lot of fear with this card. And with it not seeing play as well, I just think that it's kind of at its bottom out price and it's not going to head much lower than 35. But this is a card kind of like Dragoon we saw last year, where it was kind of phasing out of play and did get down to that like 45, 50 range. And then every time it saw play or it, passed a ban list and made it without getting touched, it would spike up a lot in value. I think this card's going to eventually start seeing play once we start seeing hand traps back in the format, and then this card will skyrocket back to that 90 mark. Maybe not 90, I'd say probably 70, just because we do have all the waves now. So there's a lot more quantities available now, but it definitely could double in price fairly easily. Looking at other cards, I think Triple Tactics Talent is still kind of too high for what it is. I think it should be around the 20 mark. It's just not really seeing play as far as I know. I definitely don't play it. There's just better cards, especially since like right now it's less hand traps and more board breakers like Dark Ruler and Forbidden Droplet and stuff like that. So I just would say just try to stay away from playing Triple Tactics Talent right now, just because I just don't think it's going to be that great of an extender. Other cards in here that I would look to pick up is like Nadir Servant, sitting around the 15 mark. Zeus definitely at that $13 mark. That's crazy. I wouldn't say it's going to like necessarily double. I mean, it could, but that would be like if it went another year with no reprints, but probably could settle around the $20 range. And then some of the other cards too that I would look at is like True Light and Magician's Salvation. Not going crazy on them, but just having like a play set. I think that anytime you see like Dark Magician or Blue Eyes, I just try to wait for it to bottom out and then just grab a few copies. Because when I was opening it, I got a lot of True Lights and a lot of Magician's Salvation and was selling them both around the 5 to 7 range consistently until I sold all of them. And then recently I bought a playset of Magician's Salvation for like 50 cents each. And I'm looking to get True Light as well, but I'm just waiting for it to kind of bottom out a little bit lower. Other than that, like the Tri-Brigade core is really good to pick up, but I would wait on that until after the ban list. As soon as you see the ban list drops and Tri-Brigade doesn't get hit, then pick it up then. But I would wait for now, because if it gets hit, then it's just never going to go up in price. It's going to stay here forever. Other than that, Torn Scales, of course, it did get limited in the OCG, but they have a completely different format. I doubt that they're going to limit this card in this next ban list before Brave Token even hits the market. So it just wouldn't make sense to me. They would let it at least survive a format. Rarely ever do you see like preemptive strikes like that on a deck core. Maybe like the only like situation that it would maybe happen is if you have a card like Hawk Firebacks coming in and they have to get rid of some of the tuners that are going to cause problems. But I've never really seen them get rid of like preemptively strike deck core pieces when that new support's coming. It would be a very odd thing for them to do. Other than that, I would also pick up the AI stuff, just because it's like you could probably pick up the entire core for like $10 to $12 max. And I think it's a pretty good deck. Just depends on the format, which right now is just not the greatest format. We're kind of in a mid-range format. And this is more combo heavy, and it's really susceptible to Dark Ruler. Other than that, I would also pick up the Charmers, just getting them in ultra rare. I just don't see them getting printed in a higher rarity anytime soon, other than the Starlights. But the Starlights are ridiculous, and these definitely could come up and play for sure. Let's see. Ghost Mourner, you can. I would go for the original print if you can. But the reason I see this being kind of an interesting card is when people start playing the Phoenix Enforcer along with the artifact package. This is actually one of the few cards that can deal with that situation, because the problem with infinite impermanence is usually they'll wait for you to summon a monster to go off on that play, and then at that point you can't use infinite impermanence. And then once they pop their artifact scythe, then you're just locked out of using infinite impermanence. And then when they do that, when they special summon it, you can use Ghost Mortar because you can use it on your turn. So it's like an interesting tech choice that you could potentially use against that package. Alpha is also good, but this is around like the $1.50 mark. And I just think you can go get the originals for like $7. So go get the original secret rares, because this again probably won't get reprinted for quite a long time. And it is actually an extremely good card. I actually personally like it better than Banker Tops, because generally I just don't like cards that say destroy. But yep, I really like this card and think that it's really good for board breaking or even just baiting out negates. Let's see. Other than that, that's mainly everything. I mean, there's a couple little things. Ice Dragons, I would try to go get the original print. Even though this is a higher rarity, I just think Rise of the Duelist is just better to get if you can get it for the same price. And I think it's like maybe $1 more for the original print. Ecclesias, I mean, I don't see them going up per se, but you can pick those up as well, because I do, maybe if it started seeing a lot of success in like the tier 1 status, then maybe it would go up a little bit, but I don't really think so. I think the original print will hold most of the value there. Okay, moving on, I wanted to talk about Leviair the Sea Dragon. I just noticed that the super rares are back down to around the $3.50 to $4 range. These were like $12 not too long ago. And I think they will head back up once Phantom Knights start seeing a ton of play. This is just a super good card, and who knows when it'll ever get reprinted. Maybe we could see it like a collector rare, but it's like rolling the dice. And even if it does, it's not really going to affect the super rare because there's already an ultimate rare. So it would, fight with the ultimate rare for value. But as for like a lower rarity hollow card, the super rare is a good investment. You can get the ultra rare as well, but they are still like not dropped that much in price. I think I paid like $10 for mine, and now Lightly Played 16. I actually would buy that. That's not bad at all. And then near mint unlimited is like 20, a little over 20, and then let's see, 22 for near mint first edition. I mean, if I was going to buy this, I would just go ahead and save up for the ultimate rare, because it's not really the highest rarity anyways. So I just wouldn't spend that kind of money on this. If we can go ahead and look at the ultimate rare as well, but I think it's around $100 or so for like a first edition. Let's see. I have to move this because I need to change this from relevance. So high to low. It still seems a little quirky where you can't get like the ultimate rares and starlights to pop up when you search for a card, which is kind of irritating. We'll go ahead and click on this and see where the price is doing. 68 for Light Play Unlimited. I would stay away from the Unlimiteds at that price because I don't think the first editions are that much more expensive, but we'll see. So Lightly Played first is 111. That's pretty expensive. I think mine was like 80 for a Light Play first edition. But I still think it's worth it over the Unlim. So 125 for Near Mint first edition. I don't think that's bad. This is a great looking ultimate rare if you haven't seen it, and definitely think that could be more towards the 165 range. So if you haven't picked these up, you can. Unlimited is not bad if you really just want the ultimate rare but don't want to spend like double the amount. I just don't think it will see as much increase. I think like $85 is kind of the cap for a near mint unlimited. Well, what is we'll go back and look and see what the near mint unlimited was, because I don't remember. So it's around 72. Yeah, I would say it's going to probably cap out at like 85 to 90, like tops. Okay, let's see. Next, I want to go over Verte Anaconda. It's sitting about $20 for the ultra rare, and then around 12 for the gold rare. I would highly advise getting the ultra rare and staying away from the gold rare, because the gold rare damages very easily, so you're not going to be able to keep it in a near mint condition, whereas the ultra rares are actually pretty strong and sturdy. So I would go for the ultra rare and think that that could definitely go up in value over time, especially since right now the price is kind of being pushed down by the ban list kind of looming over our heads. So as soon as the ban list comes and if this card doesn't get hit, which I doubt it will, it'll probably go back up towards the 35 mark for the ultra rare. I just don't see the gold rare going up in value though, to be honest. Let's see. Next, we'll go over Forbidden Droplet. I wanted to talk about this because the reprint that just came out is so ridiculously expensive that I would highly advise not buying it. If you're going to get a version, I would say go for the ultimate rare. And if you can't get the ultimate rare, I would say just steer clear from this card. I don't think Rise of the Duelist is bad per se, but I just think that if we get another ultra rare reprint, like say from Ghosts from the Past 2, the Brothers of Legend reprint will go like half in price, like probably within a week or so, and the Rise of the Duelist version would probably be around the 95 mark, whereas the ultimate rare would not change, and nothing would change the ultimate rare price. Even the Starlight, I think people are still going to want the Forbidden Droplet ultimate rare, and OTS pack 16 was kind of a weird pack since it was like pretty deep in the pandemic earlier this year, and it wasn't, a lot of stores didn't have it. My locals never got OTS pack 16. I only opened it once, and it was like a few packs that I had just got on eBay, but it's very hard to come by. Next, I want to talk about Fusion Destiny, ultra rare and super rare. They're still around the $23 mark. Again, don't buy this card if you're not going to be playing the Phoenix Enforcer package. I just don't think it'll go above 30. It's just too risky of an investment. It could definitely see a reprint anytime, because this is definitely on Konami's radar. Cherubini, I wanted to talk about this. We'll look at the secret rare, but the ultra rare is around $5. This card's been going steadily up in anticipation for Phantom Knights. Near mint, unlimited is around 14, and then first editions have kind of cleared out. So actually there's one for $20, which is not bad. I'm actually going to refresh this because I feel like it was around 25. If I can get this to go away. All right, there we go. Okay, yep, so it is around $20, but then it quickly jumps to 25. So if you don't have this card, I would definitely grab this one copy here. Yep, and then it just kind of bottoms out around the 24 to 25 range. This card will easily be $35 if Phantom Knights, are getting like, I'd say 10 to 15% top cut. So we'll see. And the card definitely just will steadily rise over time, being the original print. I don't see it getting reprinted for a while. Maybe it'll get another ultra rare reprint, but I doubt it. Next, I wanted to go over Relinquished Anima, coming out of Brothers of Legend. Before this got reprinted, I think the ultra rare kind of topped out around the $16 to $17 range. And now you can get the secret rare, which a lot of them are, I have like 3 copies that I just ordered. I think I ordered some more too, all for around the $1 range, and that they all have like foil bleed. But you can get 5 copies here for a little over $1, which is, I think, a really good price. I think it definitely will rise over time. I don't know how long it will take. Drytron's not really doing anything, and that's kind of the main deck that's playing this card. You could also potentially use this in Lyrilisc. I'm not sure if people are or they're not, but it's definitely a card that can come up. Yeah, there's a couple of sellers that have it around the dollar range for multiple copies. So yeah, I would try to pick this up around $1 and get like a play set so that you can, sell a couple, and it'll definitely pay for your copy. I think definitely around $5 would be where I'd be looking to start selling a couple. And let's see, I think I have a couple more left. Astral Karibo. I wanted to talk about this because I think that it's a very underrated card. Obviously, people are looking at it because it's still around the $5 range. I thought it would be lower, like $2, but I think that people see that it has enough potential that they're not looking to sell these. But basically, if you are playing any number exceeds monsters in your extra deck, you can reveal it and then special summon this card from your hand. If you do, this card's rank becomes the revealed monster's rank. So it's just an extender for any exceeds type deck. For example, if you're playing, I don't know if Leviair actually is a number monster or not. I can't remember. Let's see. I can look back. No, it's not. But if you're playing any number exceeds monsters in your extra deck, you could just reveal it, and then this would be your extender to go into it. So it's pretty nice. I don't know if it's going to be very relevant right now, but it's one of those cards that all it would take is a deck that's playing number exceeds monsters, and this would be just such a great extender that this would skyrocket in price, especially since it's only printing and it's secret rare. So keep your eye on this card. If it goes to like $3, I would just keep picking as many as you can up. But I would definitely just have your play set for now. And then after that, I want to talk about Allure of Darkness, ultra rare from Brothers of Legend. This is one of those cards that no matter how many times I reprint, it's always like $3.50 to $5. And those are usually the common prints for around $4 to $5. Being that this is an ultra rare, as soon as we get farther away from this set, this card will probably be more than likely be $5 as well. And you can get them still for around $1.50. I would say $2 and above is probably too much because I think it's just gonna be a $5 card. But if you can get it for $1.25, $1.50 or under, then definitely just pick up like this. I would definitely consider getting a playset or two for around the $1.50 mark. And it's always a card that you want to at least have a playset for yourself, just because you never know when you're gonna need it. And it's one of those things that, since it is always $5, it's just kind of annoying to have to shell at $15 for something that has so many reprints. So get it now while it's still cheap. Other than that, that's pretty much everything that I have to go over today. Let me know if you guys have any cards that you want to go over in the next market watch. But other than that, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.